Hey folks, this week, Nomadic Life with Morning Forest, we have for you the pros and cons of nomadic lifestyle. 4 years in November for me full-time in this vehicle. It has been fabulous. First major breakdown was July. That is pretty good. I bought a used vehicle. It's the 2009 Winnebago View on the Dodge Sprinter. So it's supposed to be a pretty reliable vehicle. I am very happy with it. So what should you actually look for? I've got some tips for you and my true concerns about being nomadic full-time in a vehicle of any kind. Van, RV, Class A. There are all kinds of stuff. So what are my true concerns? The pros of the lifestyle, and it's absolutely amazing, is you can actually get out and enjoy nature at her best. Brought to this lifestyle is being able to go out, listen to the birds, enjoy what you have around you. It is quite a fabulous lifestyle. Cons. This one fits in both categories, really, at some point. At least it does for me. And as far as pros and cons go, everybody is going to have a different situation. It's a factor of what your budget is, what you can afford. So the biggest pro for me is the ability to enjoy life the way I choose to and not what society sets as normal. So for me, being able to get out, enjoy nature, and go where I want to go and have an easier lifestyle, even though I do have a stressful job, it works for me. So cost factor, renting an apartment or making a house payment, my total cost on this is $800 a month, just over $800 a month for most of the cost of the RV, not all of the utilities and fuel and stuff like that. Gas is, or diesel is probably one of my biggest expenses, depending on how much I travel. So for me, you cannot rent an apartment, you cannot rent a house in anywhere in Northern California for that kind of money. So it allows me to live a lifestyle that I want to live. It's not the set, this is how you're supposed to do life. It's what I want to do. I've always kind of gone against the grain. That's just me. It's the way it is. Another pro for me is to be able to travel to see friends and family. It is really ideal to just wake up and say, okay, how far is it going to be to go see this person or to go enjoy this event, whatever you want to do. It's really good being able to have no plans, wake up, get in the driver's seat, and where am I going? So for me, I like getting out. I like doing hiking. I love this Rad Mini, and I am not sponsored by Rad Mini, but this bike is fabulous. I get out, toolie all over the place, and it's a quick way to get exercise and enjoy places that I can't go with my RV because of the size of my RV. So I go as far as I can with the RV, and then I get on this little thing and get back there a little further in nature, which is a great thing. That is another pro for me. So my only limitations as far as being able to get out and see family and friends or go to places is my work schedule. I need to be in one location once a week for 48 hours, and then I'm off. So that is an ideal situation. For me, it works out very well. So that is another pro for me, being able to get out, although it's short spurts, but I could take a lot of vacation time. So it's actually pretty good. If you're new to this channel, I've been in emergency medical services for over 20 years. I enjoy the lifestyle. I work 48 hours on my shift straight, and then I'm off for 5 days. And so after so many years, I decided to go full-time in my RV. So that's what allows me to enjoy this lifestyle the way I do. So almost 4 years, nomadic lifestyle. I can say that I truly do not see myself going back to a stick and brick living situation. I truly enjoy this. There's a calmness to it, even though some people think there's all these fears built into it. If you just let yourself enjoy it and accept what life has to throw at you, it really does make a big difference in how calm it can make you as a person. So for me, I don't see any changes. Now, for the cons, let's see what happens. That's going to be an interesting one. Oh, I had to get some more coffee there. So for me, the cons, it's a very short list, amazingly. So for me, the biggest con was the upfront cost to get into a vehicle that you can actually live in full time comfortably. That's my criteria. Everybody's going to have a different criteria. So find out what your criteria is, because for me, it was the upfront cost getting into this lifestyle, and then the unknown of it, the uncertainty of what you're going to do. When I broke down, it was like, oh wow, well, I knew I could handle it. I've got some backup stuff. I had the money set aside for any breakdowns. So it worked out okay for me, but it really got me to wondering about the biggest con, the reliability of your vehicle. And if you can only afford a used vehicle, this was a used vehicle when I purchased it, had 58,000 miles on it. So I really didn't know the first half of her life, because she's only got 112,000 on it. So I had that breakdown. It got me to thinking. So it really got me to thinking the biggest con for me is the reliability of whatever vehicle you're in, and having a way to figure out what you're going to do if your vehicle breaks down. Now, I know some people carry a small tent with them so they can just tent camp if something happens. Some people can call family and friends to help them out for a place to stay, but most of the time it's going to be a hotel room, depending on where you're at if your RV breaks down. On my breakdown, I wasn't able to stay in my RV when they were doing it. They had it inside the shop, and I asked, they said, no, we can't let you because of liability. So don't think you're just be able to sleep in the parking lot most of the time. And if you have to do anything on a motor, it's going to be a few days. It's not going to be a quick fix. So that is the biggest reason that's one of the biggest cons I have. And the upfront cost and the cost of the vehicle, those are the only two cons I could come up with. I'm able to handle all the weather. If you look at my wintertime in the Sierras videos, I'll put them right up here for you. I mean, I was able to survive in the Sierras in the winter in my RV. So my vehicle is not a four-wheel drive. I was able to survive all winter. So winter is no longer a con for me. It was originally, but I actually have this vehicle all set up so I can actually do that. You really need to sit down and figure out how you want to live your nomadic lifestyle. And there is such a variety because it's such an individual decision. Some people just like to move every day and go. Some people like to stay out on BLM land. It is amazing the options you have once you go nomadic, because you can make it whatever you want. So figure out, maybe just rent a vehicle for a week or so and get out there and see if you truly enjoy it. And not having all that stuff that society says we need to clutter up your life, it actually is great. I am in the process right now of emptying my RV of everything that I am not using. I try to do that on a seasonal rotation just for clothing alone, and it builds up faster than you think it does. So try to have a list of everything that you think your pros will be and what your cons will be. And if you're afraid of the nomadic life, I know some people have had really bad experiences. For me, I have gotten up and driven away a couple of times on situations where I didn't feel comfortable with. I've planned on staying at several places that I got to that location and I just didn't like the vibes I was having at that time. So I moved to another location. So there's ways to be safe, and having the ability to just get up and move to another location that you feel safe is a good thing to do. If you have a travel trailer, that's why I didn't go with the travel trailer, because I didn't want to have to get out of my vehicle to go back and go to bed. I wanted to be able to just get out of the driver's seat, go back, and do anything I needed to do without exiting my vehicle, because I felt it was safe. So, pros and cons, folks, it's all up to you. What do you want it to be? You can make life be what you want to be, is what I have to say, folks. If you like this video, please leave comments below. Subscribe to the channel for updates every Saturday. At this point, I'm putting them up on Saturdays. If you want them on another day, hey, just leave a comment below. Thank you so much. Have a great week, everyone.